Hello. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. Welcome, everybody. Let me see who's here on the moonwalk. First on the moonwalk is Tanya B. We've got the Funeral Duchess, Leo Lady, Mocha and Dimples, Black but Not Bitter, allegedly in Harmon, them folks in the bushes, Justin's mom, Andrea, NPR Nerd, and Salt and Pepper Tresses, Leela, not Layla, Say J. Whew, how are y'all doing? I thought I would have caught my breath by the time I went live, but I haven't. Hey, Victoria. So, whew, child, I am so tired. I had to really like push myself to just get up and do this because I don't know what happened. I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning and was up for maybe 45 minutes and went right back to sleep. And I slept until about, like, I guess 3. And then I had to go out for a while, came back, and I'm just tired. So, but I'm here. I am here. Hey, coffee is brewing. We are going to get into this phone call that Nesto had the other day. Apparently, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. Apparently, he wants names. I guess he gonna sue everybody. I'm not sure, but he wants names. Okay, he wants to know what is going on with YouTube, and Sonia is feeding him all of these lies. So he really thinks that he has a really important case in the Black community, and he doesn't. But, that's not what he thinks. So he feels like this is a witch hunt. Okay. It's a witch hunt. I don't know why they think him and Will Wooten and DDA Winfrey. I don't know why he thinks that they are, listening to us or whatever and getting advice from us. But, that's what he thinks. And his little weirdo girlfriend doesn't tell the truth. Hey, Southside Chi-Town, Miss Nisi, how y'all doing? Okay, so we are going to get into this call and discuss YouTube and talk some more about how freedom is coming soon, okay?
When my prayers go up, the indictments, they must come down. No. Show you right. When my prayers go up, the indictments, they must come down. No. Show you right.
That's right. When the prayers go up, when Sylvia starts praying, them indictments come down. And might I add, I think it's real funny. She ain't called Nesto's name. Hey, it's too complicated. She ain't called his name. She is too busy sidewalk reporting on that Diddy trial. She has not called Nesto's name, talked about his hearing that he didn't have the other day or nothing. She's not even addressing R. Kelly, being in the hospital and thinking somebody's trying to unalive him. She hasn't talked about any of that stuff, honey. She has kicked all them people by the wayside because she is doing her sidewalk reporting over there on Diddy and getting pretty good views for it. To my surprise, she really is. I don't understand it. And I also think somebody else is doing her videos because she doesn't know how to edit or anything like that. And the way her video, I looked at one, just because I was curious, and the way it has like clips inserted, I know she didn't do that. So them folks said maybe she's trying to distance herself from her problematic past. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I doubt it very seriously, but that lady's middle name is Trouble. That's all she does. So, Justin's mom says, I believe that too. All right. All right. Them folks said, I do think some analysis in the earlier months from bloggers and their audience did lead to additional info the prosecution may or may not have focused on, like bigamy. Yeah. That's, I mean, it might have pointed them in the direction, or they might have found out something by listening or being passed, because I know people pass things around to the prosecution. So that might have happened, but they are not like taking whatever it is said by us and running with it without an investigation. Sweet peasy, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for supporting the platform. I got to catch my breath. My goodness, my goodness. Where's my stuff at? Where is my stuff? There it is. How could I forget that I had given her an extra all this time she was standing there, she listened to her love. Banging on the, banging on the, banging on the, banging on the bathroom, banging on. Oh, hey, TD Will. Once again, thank you so much, sweet peasy. Hey, Reef and Muff's mom, how are you doing? Okay, so that's what y'all think. She might be trying to distance herself. Maybe, but she's really doing good with that Diddy trial. So I'm not gonna, I'm happy for her. I really am. That she's actually making money, and she's not having to pay for lodging because she's staying with, I think, a sister or a cousin or somebody. So that's really, yeah, yeah. So anyhow, let's get into this phone call so Nesto can sue all of us people here on YouTube. Um, hey, I think I said hey TD Will just a minute ago, and Karen S. Val baby, how are y'all doing? All right, let me pull this up. Is this the right call? Because wait a minute, is this the right call? Okay, yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's the right call. Wow. Mm. Okay, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. What is going? What? Okay. All right, now here we go.
In these calls from August of 2023, Nesto says he wants the names of all the bloggers who were talking about him. For reference, this was a few days after Nesto's story broke online. Sonia insists that Nesto's charges are civil, not criminal. Take a listen.
No. You must be riding again.
Oh, it is. Hold on.
You're riding again?
I'm in the garage. How are you?
Good. Sorry about that. I had an attorney visit from him. Yeah.
What happened?
I had an attorney visit from him.
Oh, how'd it go?
I tell you I'm going to keep calling till they come.
Right. Till he comes.
Yeah, so, yeah, he did get all your messages. He didn't get all of them.
Yeah, but him. As if we don't know who he and him is. Like we are so dumb, Mr. Krell Lewis, because this is August the 2nd, 2023. So we know who they're referring to. Hey, Shaby D Dub, honey, say that. Shekinah Asalifi, Petty Patty, hey y'all.
He thought it, he got a little young girl work for him now. Another one, to the.
Okay.
So she's just trying to answer. She don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he's like, okay, well, just, I said, you don't need to be trying to block her now because she ain't no dummy now. This ain't no mom talking about helping the son out because this our son. This ain't that. The motherfucker is super intelligent. So sometimes take some shit and pay attention to just for a minute. You might miss something. So we got off that for a minute because I don't want to keep talking. I really don't. Because to me, but he did say something very, very. He said, when you get out, you got to immediately go ahead and go after them bloggers.
You got to go out and do what?
I don't believe that was said. Hey, Delicate Dale, I don't believe that was said because these calls just came out. Now this call, of course, we're just now hearing it, but these calls just came out on YouTube in August. And this call took place on August the 2nd. Though people were talking, I think probably Storm Monroe and maybe Sylvia were like two of the first, and somebody else that I watch, I'm not going to mention. I know that they I don't even know what part of the sector, because she just does all kinds of stuff. And then Chronicle Speaks, and that's pretty much like in the beginning, that's pretty much all there was. And then, everybody else just kind of kicked in. So I find it hard to believe that Krell Lewis advised this man to go after these bloggers once he gets out. And I don't know if that once you get out is referring to once you get out on bond, or once you are found not guilty, or get your freedom, because it's coming soon. I don't know which of those two he was referring to, but it was too early in the game to be going after anybody for anything, because at that time everybody was strictly going by what was said in the court, what was in court documents. So I don't think so. I really don't think so. Um, Let me see. Yeah, them folks. I agree with you. Says I think this call is the original of Sonia's obsession with the bloggers, even before we found out who she was. This was we didn't even know her at the time of this call. So Say said, right. What lawyer tells you that? Why wouldn't Curl just take the case himself? It's like all that. And I think he does do civil, if I'm not mistaken. I think he does. Hey, Chick-fil-A gal, how you doing? So, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Immediately go after the bloggers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sue them all.
He said that is, I ain't even asked for that.
Yeah. You got to sue them all.
That shit must be deep out there, boy.
It is. I told you we
My question is, what are the grounds? In order for even an attorney to suggest that, on what grounds? There was nothing fictitious being said. It was all done by court documents. The public has a right to know, and anything obtained, like phone calls from prison, was done with the with the FOIA. So everything was, in fact, everything you get is done with the FOIA. So it's nothing illegally obtained or anything like that. Zoom court is online. I mean, I just don't know what the grounds are. Chick-fil-A gal says she's such an attention-seeking dunce. Hey, Peekaboo. Hey, Siri Colette. Let me see. Anybody else come in? Okay.
Google your name. All 15, 20 of them come up.
Yeah, man, that shit deep.
And everybody's saying something different.
Yeah, he said, that's what you need to be calling. Don't worry about this over here. I got this. You need to worry about it. But he broke it down, I broke it down, and we came up with some type of agreement. But right now we got to see what's going to happen in these preliminaries. Got to see what's going on, because I go to court at the end of the month for the other shit. But I've been going.
Right.
So I got hopefully that.
Look, speaking of which, this is a side note. Hey, Del Sol. Hey, Rakia. Hey, Real. So check this out. I happen to be cruising around, like anytime, I guess, because, I do Nesto content, and, I'm on phone calls from prison looking at stuff. So it recommends, channels to you. And it recommended this one lady to me. And when I tell you, everything, she doesn't do Nesto content, she does, like, she's one of those gossip bloggers or whatever, has 156,000 subscribers. And when I tell you the wrong information that she was talking about, oh my god, she was talking about stuff that she said was found out through jail calls, and it wasn't. I mean, it was ridiculous. I saw because I seen some of the people from from over there, and somebody wrote a comment. She got 153,000 subscribers, and she doesn't even go and research the information. I mean, it was awful, 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 awful. Hey, Nikki G. Hey, Natasha Razor Glam. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but it was just, I couldn't believe it. I was just dumbfounded by the things that she was saying. Natasha Razor Glam said all her blogs are wrong. I don't know how she has all those followers. Because now this is one thing I'll say that Sonia does have a good point. Sometimes people will listen to something, and because that's their favorite or whatever, they just listen to them and they take for face value what's being said. So I think that and it's juice because, like I said, all of the information she gave was wrong. And if I did not know the backstory and the legalities of it, and I heard it for the first time and I'm listening to her, it was juicy, but it was just all wrong. All of it was wrong. There's another uh girl on here, woman on here who does, content that's sort of like gossip and stuff. She focuses a lot on the Kardashians, but all her information is wrong. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And she has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's just really ridiculous. No, oh no, I'm not going to recommend. No, I would never recommend the channel. Um, D Dub says she popped up in my recommendations yesterday, removed it with the quickness. And I wanted to listen because I had never heard. I was like, well, who's this? Because I pretty much know the people who are doing this content I've heard of before. And I hadn't heard of her. That's why I went over there and I started listening. I said, what on earth? But yeah, oh no, I would never. No.
But I should have a date, though. You ain't checked.
I'll check in a minute. Did you ask them about converting that shit to civil? Because those shit with them other people.
We went through all that.
Okay.
Just don't want to talk on the phone.
No, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
How you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm eating vegetables and rice right now.
Did you go out with you? Did you enjoy your day? Did you get done with your day?
You jump on me, Negro. Get off my leg. Move, dog. Huh?
Oh, wow.
Damn, you tripping it over there. Sound like you about ready to go.
Get off my shoes. I'll beat your dog's ass. You better get a stick and hit him. You better get a stick and hit him.
She's gonna get a stick and hit the dog. You need to stop. You need to stop.
This way. Yeah, I went downtown to the dog will never listen to you.
What?
I went and sat with Butler, which is, the attorney I used to work for. He licked my finger, gross. Whoop him. You gotta start beating these dogs. And I sat with him for like an hour, and then he put me out the office.
Oh, okay.
I had to leave because I said I was gonna vote for Trump, and he said I gotta get out.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure. I might have to go tomorrow. For a dry run, though.
You might have to go where?
Go to the court tomorrow for a dry run. I mean, I ain't see nobody. I ain't gonna see nobody.
You got a court hearing tomorrow, right? With the other stuff?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna see nobody because it's the same police wrote it up. So they're not gonna show up for none of that. But I don't know if they changed it or not until you tell me.
Hold on.
Why would he think she wouldn't? She's not
ready to go already, are you?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm cool.
Right. Them folks, I was thinking and saying, what is a dry a dry run is when you run through something, so that you can come up with all the possibilities of what may happen. They don't take you to court for that. Court is in real time. Good grief. Hey, let's talk about it all. Oh, Tanya B here, dry run, better move that dough. And the smacking in the ear, she know that man has to eat the same old food just about every day, and she up there I'm eating vegetables and rice. Come on, girl, rude.
Cool. I'm just gonna come in here and get the computer.
No, I'm talking about
computer. You come out leaving Cleveland? No, I'm fine. I'm gonna drop Heidi off tomorrow at work, and then I'm gonna go to my sister. I gotta call her tonight I found out about her work schedule, and go see her baby and my brother's kids, his two babies, and I gotta go see Heidi's grandchild. Let's see.
Okay.
You go in the kitchen where my light is better. Other than that, it's fine. I gotta, hold on. Put this on the stove. I'm fine.
Okay, cool. It's coming.
Yeah.
The blessing coming. Just this
Right.
coming, man. This shit. I mean, I'm just glad you ain't no motherfucking Zuzu. You see the shit
No
from the
flake.
car? Huh?
No flake.
Man, you see the bigger picture from the car. Them folks they just paid away.
Oh.
Just gotta pay attention. Man.
Oh.
I was just that girl on the news today had on the federal court. The dude was working for city council, and the lady knew working for $60,000. She started sleeping with the nigga. Nigga told on him, talking about she pimping him, just tracking device on him and all that. Put him in the federal court. Suing the lady.
Yeah, because he should just say he's going above and beyond. Let me see.
She's scared. This man's scared of the woman.
He got a lot of that.
Man,
I told you, there's some soft ass dudes out here. Oh, me and Butler was talking about. He was like, "Are you ever gonna get married?" I was like, "Well, the issue is ain't a man enough to marry me. That's the problem."
Damn.
I started laughing.
So here's the thing. Just because a man respects a woman does not mean she is scared of them. And so, Sonia, you are advertising yourself as saying, ain't no man enough to be with me. Well, that's because you think you are one. That's the problem. Yeah, a lady ain't no man as me. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Nesto's not a real man because he makes a living off of scamming women. How low in the cesspool do you have to be to do that? So, I mean, if she thinks she got a man, okay, but whatever. Del Sol said, "What? A stalker is a stalker, Sonia, regardless of gender. Sonia is a female stalker." Exactly. I mean, let's not forget she the lengths she went through to find this man, to find out where he was. Because if he was all that into her, he would have called her, after he called and told Shirley. She would have been the second call he made, but he didn't do that. He heard from her, what was it, 5 weeks later, when she tracked him down and figured out where she was. So what kind of love does he have for her?
Okay.
I said, it is what it is. Okay.
What's your last 2 days gonna be?
Right. Going to be a 40. Let me see. You got court. March. This one, I think. The transitional credit card bullshit. 9:30, 8/4 preliminary hearing. Yeah. At 9:30 in the morning. That's the 4th. That's in 2 days.
So what about the 3rd? Did you cancel that one?
Hold on. Let me see that one. Hold on. That's just the 4th. Hold on. Let me copy this one and tell her hold on. Copy. Let me see who her attorney is. Yeah, she's on this one. So let me go to her email. I put her on one thread so she can't be looking all over the place for my ass.
On 1:30.
And this matter on August the 4th at 9:30. Are you going to visit him so that you can?
That's the ones I got bonds on them already.
Yes.
Why is she? I mean, it's just slow. Just, I like sometimes, like if I'm talking to somebody, I might type something out while I'm talking, but not this slow. That is just darn slow. Gosh. Hey, Stacia Nelson, how are you? Real says wasn't the first person he wanted to call was Erica King. Yeah, he asked for his attorney Erica King's number and Shirley's number. That's all. He ain't asked for Sonia, so therefore he wasn't thinking about her. He was not thinking about her.
That little, I use the credit card without permission shit. So you can discuss.
I'm not understanding why she has
Right.
to text all
Okay,
this
hold
to
on. Let me look
Hannah.
at the other one. I'm gonna put all this on one credit. On one credit card. Oops. I'm gonna put this on all on one email. Let's go to the second one. 91991 charge. That's by deception. This is set for.
CJ says, at Justin's mom, he allowed it though. He literally, one of those dudes that will have an actual relationship with the woman just to get it and act surprised when she ends up with child. There are, hey, baptize that ass. There are, there's a lot of men out there on that type of BS. There was something else. I'm gonna save it. I might do. I have a story that I've been looking into, that I might do tomorrow. That's really a mess, and you really have to listen to it. You'll be surprised. And I saw another story today on Instagram where this woman was saying that she had her boyfriend that she had been together with for many many years, um impregnated his mother, and the way she was trashing him and calling him all these names and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, listen, this man, first of all, if this is true, because I don't believe half of what these people put on TikTok. Everybody, ever since Risa Tisa, it just to me feels like everybody has a story time. But she's just really talking about this man and degrading him, not considering the fact, okay, yeah, he is a grown man. If he did impregnate his own mother, you have to look at how long has this gone on. You have to look at the psychological aspect of it. So, it's just as mom said, stop with that legacy. Hey, Pen Pal 50. CJ said, don't forget on a different call, he asked for the waitress's phone number because he couldn't remember Shirley's number. Everybody's but hers. Everybody's but hers. Victoria said, Nesto hypes her up. He's telling educated attorneys to listen to her because she's intelligent. I hope he now realizes she ruined his chances of ever getting free. I wonder, does he really, at this point, I wonder, does he really think she's intelligent, or does he keep just buttering her up so he can get, commissary and books and movies and attention at this point because nobody's talking to him. So I actually wonder right now, is that why he still fools with her? Because that's it. He's just really out on a limb. There's nobody else. There's nobody to catch him when he falls except for her. So I wonder about that.
8-3 in the preliminary room at 9:30. Death by deception. Be set. Long out for call. 7:13. 7:12. 8-3. This is the one that's on the 3rd, and that's death by deception for 621. 621. That's the business partner. That's that shit. Okay. Copy and paste this shit. All of this is fucking civil.
So I got a court date for that on the 3rd, right?
This is the 3rd. Hold on. Yeah. Yes, baby.
And you know what's funny? She keeps throwing around that word civil. If this really was civil, why wouldn't the judge, who I would think they're a judge, so they should be the smartest of them all, right? Wouldn't a judge say, "Hey, no, this is civil"? Wouldn't they read the documents and say, "No, this is civil"? No, no judge or attorney that he's had thus far, and he's had plenty of attorneys. None of them have said, "Oh, this is civil." Wait a minute, no, this is civil. Nobody said that. So why she keeps saying it and why he keeps believing her is beyond me. Hey, happy to be happy. Hey, Queen Black. Um, my Retta. See anybody else? Did I miss? Okay, got everybody. Chick-fil-A girl said 3 years of absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing. He has gotten nowhere. He's at the same point that he was at when this started. He's no further along in almost July of 2025 than he was in July of 2022.
So is that going to be almost the same police officer?
Yeah, it's all the same cop, because this is all the, all come out of through there as well. Court ownership in this matter on August 3rd at
That's at 1 o'clock?
30, no dollar, 9:30 in the morning.
9:30, okay.
Yes.
So she must know it's a reset because she ain't come see me.
Regarding his partner. Pardon me? I'm going to, hold on. Use of credit card of girlfriend. I said friend. Of girlfriend. Okay. So, let me know so that I can tell him your plans regarding visitation, or is this to be continued? Okay.
It's just the gall of her constantly emailing these attorneys who went to law school. I can't believe it. Them folks said, how does she not see that as a crime? She is absolutely ridiculous. And then she could have done what we did. We went over one day to Google just to read the statute, and you can do this civilly or criminally. It can be done either way. And if you have multiples that theft by deceptions, of course it's criminal, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again to different people. Sweet Peasy says she's so damn annoying. Yet she is. Ray Della Lewis said, what's beyond me is that she keeps confirming that he did these things. Right, right, like him getting alibis and stuff and hotel receipts. She's collecting, to just show, oh, well, this is where he was at this time. And Will Wooten said, okay, I got you. So we're going to make it just blanket from this year all the way up to this year. So you can come up with as many alibis as you want. That's not going to work out well for you. Hey, my Ty. Southside Chi-Town said that's why her emails got blocked. Yeah, and that's why he had to tell her, listen, don't contact Hannah anymore. Contact the investigator. Don't email her. Don't call her anymore. That's ridiculous. So that goes to show you how much she got on her nerves. My Ty said she also justifies what he does. Yeah, she does. Trying to make excuses for the things that have happened.
Yeah, I sent that to her. Okay, so that's done. So yeah, you got it on the 3rd and on the
so it's not a reset.
4th.
Did I get a reset date on the? She said 2 weeks.
On the other one?
Yeah.
You looking for the other one? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Charge. No, that's not. Let me see if he didn't come up with this shit. And then too, when she sits, is he gonna do the pornography thing or is she gonna do it? Because his name is on this one.
Yeah, but I got to talk to her first. He said he's still on it, but he said that
he's supposed to talk to her. She telling me he's supposed to talk?
and one of them ain't talk. Ain't nobody talk to nobody.
Well, why didn't he pick up the phone and call her?
Ain't nobody talk to nobody.
So this is not doing anything. This is just stupid ass $800,000 fucking bond. The last thing you see on this one.
All this damn mumbling and moaning. Hey, to tell the truth, a lady says because he had a hotel receipt for 1 week during the time he was on the lease, that's supposed to be proof of something. He wasn't living there. He has a motel receipt. Do you know I can right now leave here and go check into hotel, motel, Holiday Inn because you can. People do that sometimes. But yeah, she thought that was actually proof of something, not proof, but proof of something.
I gotta talk to her about it. Go ahead and get her the file. See, he said if she want to do it, he'll take his name off of it.
She needs to do it. I gave her the information on it, but he needs to say that because he only filed. Let me go back to that fucking case. No,
you gotta go back. I'm trying to figure out if they give me a.
Hold on. No, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell her that she needs to call him so she can go.
You're telling her his free attorney what she needs or can do. Are you serious? And another thing, he said he just had a visit from Carol Lewis. Why didn't he ask him all these questions? He's the actual attorney on the case who's getting paid. I'm in confusement.
Get on this case. Let me see. Let me see. Shit. This is the shit on the.
A lot of people been getting indicted here in this whole dormitory. Everybody going to court this month.
They need to clear that place out. Carol is only on limited, and he does not do.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
Can you contact his number's upstairs? Shit, so that you can.
That's what I
This is so third gradish. Let me go get a BC because this is ridiculous.
Notice of a parent, and this is well the wants a trial, a motion to obtain all evidence regarding the time and date of I think because when you read the warrant on this pornography case and how they try to say it's 34 images and only 4 can be seen, and they can barely see that because they still don't give a good depiction of the person that they claim is a minor in the fucking video.
That's sad.
Which lets you know the shit is so old, it probably, you know what I'm saying? It's so old. Right, it's just called, we're so desperate. That's all it is to convict him on anything. And that's why, again, if it is on there, I bet you 1,000% it's the grown people on there. They trying to make it kids. That's all it is because they need a case. But it's.
Leo lady said, "Damn, Sonia, you can't scan all those charges and find the one he asked about. Girl, bye." Did I speak to you, Muffin 218? I can't remember. Tanya B here says she's disgusting. Isn't she, though?
They did a download, and it probably was one there, because you don't even know how to work a computer. So,
she keeps saying that. She's been saying that for years. He He doesn't know how to work a computer. Okay, but which is it? Can he or can he not? Because he held himself out to be this person who can increase your business and wealth by getting all these subscribers and followers over there on Instagram. This is what he sold himself. This is how he got people. Two women that we know of that he got this way. So please tell me, how can she keep saying, oh, he doesn't know anything about computers? Stop it. Stop it, because it can't be both things. CJ said it's called possession. It's in his possession, regardless of it's 30 years old or 3 years old. It's in his possession. Mai Tai said we saw him looking people up. Now, something else about that, here's the thing. If you don't know something, you can go, that's what I do. If I don't know something for sure, I Google it. You will get the answer. You can go on multiple websites and find these answers, and the answer she would find is that doesn't matter. The data was downloaded, it was in his possession. Just because it was downloaded 3 years, say 5 years before, that doesn't mean that he can't be held accountable for it. We don't know, okay, yeah, you bought this from this pawn shop. We don't know if you know the person who actually downloaded it, if that's what we're going with. We're saying someone else did it. We don't know. He might know that person. Maybe this is how the ring works. I put this in the pawn shop and you go pretend to buy it and then you get the you just never know. We don't know how that works in the black market with those CP pictures and things that you're not supposed to have. So come on.
I'm working now. I didn't download. I didn't download.
Tony says Erica did the work. She may have done the work, but where's the proof that he still introduced himself as somebody who could do this? That's where see, that's another thing. So since you brought that up, Tony, that is also how, because she doesn't understand why he's connected to her stuff and she did this, she did that. But that's why they are called conspirators. Let's say she really did do all the work. He still presented himself as someone who can help their business grow and help and do all these things. He held himself out to be that person. So he could be the front and Erica could be the one doing the work. They're still a team. So Sonia, she doesn't get that either. She doesn't get that either. Karen S said she got one leg on the tub, bracing, straining to get one turd, laptop on her lap, rice hanging on that bottom lip, eyes doing cuckoo clock, trying to find the next lie. All right now. Mai Tai said he knows how to work a computer. That's all I mean, just turn the darn thing on. And if you're someone who just want to look at pictures of nasty pictures, there are some people who know how to do just that and just that only. I don't know what this man does. And then he had a bag with all of these things in it: mask, liquid V, all of that stuff. So seems to me like he's into something. So it's not a stretch that, okay, well, maybe those are his pictures. But no, she can't think like that. Salt and Pepper Trusted says those pictures could have been taken with a cheap phone in some back alley shack and uploaded to the dark web. Right. And downloaded by him or, sent to him by Lamont. You never know. Pecantan said the funny part is that the pics were on a phone, not computer. She put out a narrative that it was on a computer. She does right. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. It was on the gold phone that they got out of the house. I don't know if Sonia ever picked up on that. Because I sure did. When they mentioned it, I was like, so wait a minute, this was on the phone? Yeah, you're right about that.
IP address.
The problem is, I'm on the, when I got their one is up on the old system. The new system started July 1st. So, I could sit in this bitch for 2 years before they even indict.
No, because the thing of it is, if she do a motion for to obtain all the evidence that they purposely omitted on the warrant, and then she gets her a person to look at the shit, and they come back and say, This shit is, first of all, it was downloaded prior to you. If you remember where you bought it from, the fucking device. It was prior to the purchase of the device. That's not on you because you didn't do it. And if it was on the hard drive, which I'm 99% sure that's what the PI told me, again, they try to say a person can be responsible in a sense, but it's like it's on a hard drive, so it's pretty much dormant unless a person know how to go dig. That's why you gotta get a specialist.
I don't really know how to do all that shit. So
I already know you don't know nothing about that. But I'm just saying, and then so she has to get a specialist to come in and look at what they talking about. And if they say something different, she can file for motion to dismiss, and you ain't got to worry about the whole long game of the situation.
So if that's true, and if that's what could be done, Sonia, why wasn't it done? Why hasn't it been filed? Why is he still charged with that? Why do the charges still keep piling on this man if that were true? Hey, Shirley's divorce finally. Myretta said Sonia wants Nesto to be innocent so bad. Sorry he is not, and he knows it. Um, Somebody made a comment. It was D-Dub. Let me find that comment. D-Dub said he was on IG showing off that dusty VTech computer. My father always told me you shouldn't buy a used computer, and I think that was why, because he says you never know what's on it. I'm sorry, I saw Vic to the Veil in here. Hey, Vic to the Veil. She says this man is not as remedial as she plays him out to be. Right. He's not. He really isn't. Now, he ain't a smart man, but a con man knows how to use his tools. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what he is. Hey, Fessy Jewel.
Because again, it's only in the complaint room, but they still have to. You're holding me in jail on this matter for $800,000. You need to show me what you're talking about, because there's no way you're going to have somebody sitting in jail and you trying to say, oh, no, we don't want to, No, you had your specialist look at it. Now let me have my specialist look at it. And I need to see the date and the time of the download, the IP address, and the visual.
And since she has 35 years of legal experience, she knows that if his expert looks at it, that's money. They don't just look at it for free. You have to pay them. Now, the GBI, they have their own people who work there for the agency, and they can do it for their team. But if you want a specialist to look at something for your team, you have to pay one. This man can't even pay to get out of jail, so there's no way he can pay for a specialist. And actually, she talks about all of the people who are in jail who are innocent, and that is true. There are a few people in there for crimes that they did not commit. And a lot of the reason why is because they didn't have money for experts or to challenge certain pieces of evidence. So there are a small few who are completely innocent of what they're charged, but I don't believe that this man that we're talking about is one of them. Chick-fil-A gal says, when it comes to electronics, I prefer fresh out of the box. I've always been that way. Yeah, that's what my dad taught me. So I never looked for anything used. And it scares me to death to know that something like this could be on my computer and I'm not aware, and it's traced or whatever, and it comes back on me. So I like all my stuff new too. Mr. Old School said any used computer you purchase must be formatted so it comes as if it were fresh out the box. Oh, yeah, thank you for saying that, because that's what I was going to bring up, because I know Victor the Veil had told us that once before. Like they kind of like do something to wipe it out and everything. And even if you have to buy a used computer, find someone. I mean, you can find someone either in the hood or somebody who lives next door or down the street in your neighborhood who knows. I mean, they may not work as a technical assistant person, but they may know how to do these things. Take it to somebody like that if you have to buy a used one, to have them sweep it just to make sure. So, but I don't think Sonia knows any of that either.
Individual. Individuals. We want to see what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay.
Which is probably gonna be some bullshit.
So I'm going back downtown tomorrow on some bullshit. Cause they never scheduled.
You ain't dealing with some bullshit.
I'm saying I'm not. They ain't even rescheduled this shit. I thought they was gonna reschedule.
No, it probably will be. They probably just not up to speed on the fact of the detective.
And there's not a new date yet.
Hold on, I look at the oven here. Hold on. I want to look at this also and type on that for her. Hold on. Let's talk about what days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Are you with me?
7. It's called thinking aloud. You need to shop on everything. What the fuck? Hold on, let me go back up more. I'm not whispering. I am whispering, but I was actually just thinking while I was come back to break. Okay, this is it. Okay. 1 o'clock, 9/6. Pre-indictment supplemental hearing, September the 6th. So they reset it. So when you from the 7:31 preliminary hearing, they reset the hearing to September 6th at 1 o'clock. It's in the complaint room still.
Okay.
State reset for preliminary hearing.
Okay, cool. I gotta get my shit together.
September 6th.
Get my shit. I gotta have all my shit together. All right, cool. So, I mean, tomorrow I'm
September
gonna go
6th, all right. So she got to come and see you. It's a whole month away because it's not even a 6 yet, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a month away. But still, she can work in the meantime. You don't have to wait for a court date to do stuff. She can still, for all of this, she can still. But then the detective's out the fucking office. That's the problem. Let me look on my email. So you know what I did?
What?
I did some shit. I ain't gonna tell you if I did. But let me look at my email. Real quick. I emailed some.
Y'all know what? I got a question. Remember, we were doing the text messages the other day. And if you haven't seen that live, check it out. But all through the text messages from about the middle of May all the way up to June, it was freedom is coming soon. So that's telling me he thought that some kind of way he was going to get out, even though that day was for his final plea. So I'm still confused about that, why he thought he would be getting out. But why wasn't she here? Why didn't she go to court? I find all of that very strange that she would not only not be there for the court date, but she's all the way in Florida. I think, what is that, a 4-hour drive between from Georgia to Florida? So I just find that really strange. Like, does she really believe the hype and she just goes through these motions because she likes the attention? Because, I mean, I've seen men and women who have done that before, just like kind of just be in that person's presence, not physically, but through contact and all that, just to not let go because a little bit of attention is better than no attention. I'm wondering. Because that's just suspicious to me. D-Dub says some places are a reputable. A few years back, a man in my town bought a used gaming system for his children that had um, pictures on the hard drive. Yeah, something as innocent as that. That's why, find somebody, or even if you can't find somebody to like wipe it, maybe you can always get, what I used to buy? I used to buy those dummy books, like computers for dummies and stuff like that. I mean, you can always, even if you can't find anyone to do it, you can do it yourself, but it's better to be safe than sorry. My Reddit says, whatever you have together, Nesto, you still going to prison, right? Ray Della Lewis says she acts like Nesto is the only case that these attorneys have, girl. Bye. She does. She acts like they have no other cases. She acts like they're not sitting in court, every other day. And that schedules change. Sometimes the judge's schedule change, so your schedule has to change which might make your client, be put off for a few days. It happens.
Questions to some prosecutors. I just reached out just to get, All right, I didn't get a response yet. Okay. Self-indictment. Oh, that's too much information you got. Okay. So other than that, yeah, that's where everything stands right now. So you probably get 10 months.
Oh, okay.
As long as you do what you need, that's kind of good. Only because when you go to those hearings, when she get the information she needs, she can say what she needs to say right there at the hearing.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So these tomorrow are gonna be reset tomorrow.
Yeah, cause she didn't come see you.
Yeah. So that's what that is. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or
Cool.
what happened?
And did you talk to your boy? Your
Somebody, who was that? Someone said that she's probably Tanya B here says she's scared that she'll get served again. That might be why she was far away. Petty Patty said Wooten probably told her to scat. Real says that legacy, like some say, she doesn't really want to be with him. She just likes the attention she's getting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I think that I really do. That, and she was afraid of being served.
people, they found.
Oh, no. Please. I ain't heard from your boy.
No, I ain't talking about him. I'm done with that.
No, I gotta call him.
No, listen. I'm done with all that because you gave me the federal people.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Your son.
What?
Your son texted me.
He text you for what?
He texted me. He gave me like 6 or 7 phone numbers.
What?
He texted me, yeah, pops, dad, yeah. He gave me some numbers for you. I gotta get him and email them to that girl. He's on my other phone, though. Hold on. Yeah. I have to thank his ass. Yep, he sure did. I'm going to get my other phone.
That means,
right.
That means the other person talking to you. Yeah, they're talking to each other.
No, what he did was he screenshotted out of his phone. It's just what he did. He did a bunch of screenshots that from his phone call. I think from his log, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how.
Okay, cool. Well, then there you go. I don't think to know your lawyer gonna be able to ping all that. I need the investigators to do that.
To get that?
Yeah, your people got to do that because they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. It ain't trial time.
6161. That's one of your phone numbers. 0177.
Don't talk on the phone.
I think that's.
He said, "Don't talk on the phone." How many times he got to tell her that? Yeah, CJ, his life, he was just so upset about Krell having shingles. I mean, my goodness, man. And Justin's mom, you know what? You have a good point that you think she is going to lose to Miss Janice because she's pro se. If you've seen some of the documentation that I read something that she wrote and it was awful. So for her to have these imaginary 35 years of law experience, she sure didn't pick anything up. Delicate Dell says she's so excited because Dion communicated with her. What, didn't you hear that? In her voice, she was. You are right about that. Hey Rossi, how you doing? Chick-fil-A gal said they all played in Shirley's face but cowered up when the calls got released. They sure did. They absolutely did.
That's 8 numbers missing. That's just the back. I don't change the whole phone number. He gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Hold up, same number now. No, straight was the same. Okay, put in 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. You gave me 5 numbers.
Okay.
5 phone numbers.
That sounds about right. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone with the 3 number on it.
Yep. You gave me.
Should be 2 of them different numbers.
1, 2.
That's right.
3. He gave me 3 of them with the 3 on it. Who said what?
That's right.
Hey. Yep, he gave me 3 of them. Yep, 3 of those.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he gave me 3.
Okay, so
3 of those, and the other one is local.
yeah.
Yep.
So you gotta go and get your people on that. I gave the names.
Okay. Well, the thing with that is you gotta get a subpoena. Those have to be subpoenaed from the court, the records.
Okay.
So the lawyer has to pull that. So I will send a copy to. Am I blocked on? Oh, I can't because when I call it rings.
Yeah, he can't do it. He ain't got the power to do that. He don't have no power.
All you do is file a subpoena and send it over there. That's all the power you need.
Listen, man, you're not listening to nothing I'm saying.
I hear you. All right.
I messed up. What I'm saying, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all the mistakes in this journey. That was a mistake when it came down to that kind of large woo-woo. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
You got what I'm saying now? Yeah.
I don't get what you're saying.
I feel you. Okay. That's fine. I mean, if she pulled it, I'm going to send it to her and tell her. And that's all the same company, right?
Same company, and there's only 2 names. What I just told you.
That one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. That one and the Buckhead and the Beverly Hill. My name first and the Beverly Hill and the other Buckhead.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
And them definitely.
This is not good. I will eat it because I'm hungry.
Definitely exactly where the fuck I was at.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to anyway.
And your conversation.
Yeah, and it was Apple phones. Yeah. That's gonna tell you everything. And you.
Okay, so we're admitting that we had an Apple phone, like that gold phone that has that CP on it, right? Hey, Keisha Marie. Hey, Miss Boogie Down.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Beautiful One. Miss Beautiful One says, why are they acting like she is Detective Columbo, like she's winning his mystery case? Nesto'S should know better. He is playing the same game. These two, one thing I will say is these two are meant for each other. They are really meant for each other.
You pull it up, you see the fucking warehouse, but the address, look, there ain't no warehouse over there.
Right. When the address that they got on there, you pull it up, that shit is an intersection.
There you go.
You can't even park an RV there. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
Sure.
It's an intersection.
Yeah, and it should have a building there. Should have a building.
It's right there where the Roswell and Peachtree V's at. It's right there.
That don't make no sense.
Not at all. But that's the address.
Did you tell her that?
Have you ever heard of a typo or a mistake? Perhaps it's a typo. Perhaps they got the wrong. I mean, it could be anything. That doesn't mean that absolves you from what has been done. Shay B says, remember at this time she was coach. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Coach.
No. I'm going to put that on that thing to her. I'll send it to her. I go to the bathroom. Damn it. Look, damn it. My life.
Is that going to be a Zoom? Is that going to be Zoom or in person? You got to look that up, too, because they're not doing them taking us down.
Preliminary should not be a Zoom, only because you got to talk to your
It's been a Zoom. Them folks were Zooming the other day.
Did they?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she know? Yes, it can. A preliminary can be Zoom. You talk to your attorney over the computer, just like you do when they do visits. So, boy, I'm telling you, her 35 years don't show nothing, not a thing at all. But y'all know what I meant to say earlier. She was fussing at the dog, wanting to beat it with a stick and whatnot because it licked her fingers. But yet, we know she goes to the bathroom and doesn't wash her hands and cleans up dog shit on the sidewalk without washing her hands. Talking about getting them all under her nails, but she didn't want the dog to lick her. I mean, have you ever?
Well, if she got all her notes, then I guess, and you covered everything, which basically, then you probably wouldn't. Probably don't matter. But
you have 1 minute remaining.
What you blowing for?
Take all the numbers that I need to take all the people who talking shit. I need to write every last information down so I can have my notes together.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to make sure I don't forget nobody.
Okay.
So, if you want to sue all the bloggers for the information and for the things that they said, you have to get a civil attorney for that. Wouldn't your attorney then collect all that information? Like, isn't that his job? Like, what am I paying for? Am I just paying for you to go to court to argue, or are you going to take my case? And taking your case means they're going to dig into. Every time I've had a lawyer for civil stuff, I didn't do anything. They did all of it, because if I was going to have to do legwork, what do I need to pay them for? So I don't even know why he thinks that she needs to be his secretary on these matters, when if you have an attorney, they have a full staff that can do all of those things for you.
Nobody. What time is it?
Nobody. Because I
They
told him,
know
I said, I don't
54.
want to be sitting here another 90 days to another 6 months. Oh, no, you're not. Yes, I am.
What time is it?
It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Oh, I'm back at 10.
Yeah.
I'm back at 10.
Okay, love you.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Hold on. You can talk, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You gotta talk with my head is upside down.
Huh?
I'm putting my ponytail in.
Oh,
So my head is upside down. So go ahead.
oh, why you putting a ponytail in?
Because I took the other one out to comb my hair. Because my hair needs to be combed.
Oh,
And I was putting this one back in. Because I didn't want to wash my hair while I was here. So I just combed it.
so it's a little man.
Did she? How she said she didn't want to wash her hair when she was there. Did she say she just permed it? Because if she permed it, wouldn't she have to wash it? I'm okay. Tim Folks says the only thing she has to talk about is her fake hair. Yeah, he called her back for that. Victor DeVille says she was detaching one scalp to the other. Hey, Queen Black. Queen Black said her head is upside down. Her head is upside down. She said, I'm here talking on this phone. Shay B, you want to know how the lawsuits come in? Because this was 2023, we in 2025. It just seems to me he should concern himself more with his legal matters than what we're saying on YouTube. Because guess what, Will Wooten and them got other things to do. They not sitting up listening to what we say on YouTube. This man's nuts. Bella said no one cares about Sonia's strands of hair.
2 weeks to send that to you.
Right.
You must have really got in his ass or something, or somebody talking.
I told his ass simple. I said, help me save this man's life.
Oh.
And he started whining and shit. And I said, that's fine and all, but I'm just asking for one thing, the phone number.
Oh,
Can you just do that? That's not a lot.
He said he's gonna find her, right? He told you.
That's what came out of his mouth before he even looked.
Oh, okay.
All right. So don't look. That's what I need.
Oh, okay. That
don't make no sense.
No. Okay, all right. Yeah, so, yeah.
That's what he's doing.
So like, she is really talking to him, her head upside down. Oh my gosh. I cannot with these folks. I cannot.
All the people who doing all the talking, so they can't delete their post, can you? Can they go back and delete everything they said?
Well, I don't know how all that works as far as deleting that, and it should be. I think anything's retrievable.
Oh, okay. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Yeah. I need you to screenshot everything, or everybody, whoever talking to you, I need you to screenshot all that. Yeah, because I do remember you saying somebody did some action for $4 million because they had the situation wrong they were talking about. Some girl you were talking about. Yeah. Some girl you was talking about on some rapper lady. You told me about it. She said that somebody was blogging about her.
Oh, you talking about Cardi B, the one that sold that she sued that blogger for $4 million and won.
Yeah.
So she talked about her. Yep, and she won.
Dang.
Yep.
See, you know what the funny part about that is? Okay, Cardi B had grounds. I used to every now and then watch Tasha K. The reason why I stopped is because of the embellishment of things. And I didn't like the fact of her saying that this woman had the bumps. And I don't even believe anybody told her that. And then there's something, well, no, let me keep that to myself, because there is actually a little bit of insider information that I know about that situation that I've never told anybody and never will. But um it her being sued was a different story. That was like slander. You were literally putting out and promoting that this woman had the bumps and she gave them to this person and that person. You can't do that. And then on top of that, Tasha Gay had a crappy lawyer too. She didn't have the best lawyer in the world. So this is how, and I believe that right now, I think Megan Thee Stallion is suing a content creator, and I think Nicki Minaj did. But there's a difference between, we're going by what we see on the court, the Zoom court, what we see from the videographers who have gone to the other court dates, and the phone calls are what they are. They're saying what they say, so we can provide commentary for that, for educational purposes, criticism, and even let's see, what else? I mean, it just, he has no grounds because no one has said anything um to me that is completely wrong. Even that person who I was talking about earlier, who did a video and had all the facts wrong. You can't just sue her for having all the facts wrong.
She won $4 million, and her husband don't even have $4 million. But every check she gets, Cardi gets to pick it up, and she just subpoenaed her husband because I guess Cardi felt like she wasn't getting all her money. She just subpoenaed her husband last week.
The husband.
Yep. So she said, "Run that."
What?
Run it. Yeah, you're gonna give me all my money. Yeah, she won $4 million. That blogger.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Them bloggers, they don't be having that kind of money, do they?
And listen, they're gonna leave it up because every time somebody view it, they get it. Add to their money and they get it.
Right. A lady said TK admitted in court she lied on Cardi B. And she did. She, like I said, there's some stuff that I know that I've never told, but she did. She was just making that stuff up as she go. I think she kind of, the R. Kelly. I can just pick up certain videos that I know she was really, really. You can't say something happened that never happened, and it might even be different if you like really for real in real life have somebody that's telling you this, and you have them on your show, and they say this. That's one thing, but then to completely just make up a story and keep telling it over and over again, that's what the problem is. I think it was them folks saying, we're going by the actual court documents that we see. Justin's mom said, "But Sonia, you are a hypocrite. You did her." Yeah, how about it? She did. She did Tasha K. She did. Sonia has been. She worked her way. Technically, if you look at it, she's kind of been through like almost all the sectors on YouTube with this man's story, and it's gotten him and her nowhere. They're still. Now, I will admit, I have seen some stuff that has been said about Sonya that, if she really paid attention and didn't lie so much, she might be able to have a little piece of a case. But because of the fact that she lies so much and doesn't pay attention to the things she should be paying attention to, she could never sue anybody because she wouldn't know who to sue.
Based off their views. So all that stuff gonna stay up. All that stuff's gonna stay up. And you probably could tax them per view. How many people saw that shit? Yeah, let it sit up there. Yeah, you tax them on views.
Okay.
All you gotta do is put your name or her name up there, and there's a shitload of stuff that just hops up. All these blockers, and some of them late to the game. But
wow,
they're talking shit. They're a different version.
D-Dub said, at them folks, the actual documents and their actual phone calls. That is actually what we are doing. That's what we are actually listening to and providing commentary for. So, I mean, hey, what you gonna do? What are the grounds? Like I said before, what are the grounds? What grounds are you bringing forth this lawsuit?
okay, that's good. Let's keep popping up then.
Especially when the ones saying stuff that the court didn't even say. Especially when it says you're in jail right now. You got 2 years for armed robbery and sawed-off shotgun. Talking about that other dude with your same name.
I got you.
See, here again, you can't sue Chronicles Speaks for that, because when she reported that, yeah, it was wrong and it was a different Ernest Williams, but I mean, that's an easy mistake. How many people have been in jail and they're in jail with someone who has the same name and they've mixed the two people up? It happens. And when she realized that it wasn't him, she went right back and corrected it. So you cannot sue her for that. What, you gonna go and sue her because you still married to Edith and she's the one who told us? You gonna do that too? I guess you're gonna sue her because she got you convicted of bigamy. I mean, not convicted, charged with bigamy. Okay. Salt and Pepper Trusted said this ninja is a known scammer, according to King Mozzie. Yes, and the King Mozzie thing, let me finish your comment. And all the people commented on Shirley's IG asking for their money. The thing was, the King Mozzie thing was like, wasn't that back in like in 2014? So, I mean, it's been ongoing. What does this RICO go back to? Does it go back to 2001 or something? 2005, I think it goes back to, maybe. But it's been like a long time that he's been doing this, the RV scam. There's another guy with the RV. He gave him the money and he never produced an RV. Miss Beautiful One said, little Law and Order, little Scooter thought she'd be a star and famous like Shirley Strawberry and Steve Harvey by now, uh, by way of Nasty Nesto. Oops, nope. Some people were saying, and I kind of halfway believe it, that she like really wanted to be. She was like doing this, thinking she could do something like Real Housewives. Can you imagine Real Housewives to some man who has 2, 3 other wives? And you the missed. If she think we tear her up on YouTube, get on one of them reality shows. They will eat her alive from head, literally from head to toe. Please. Oh, it's just all they're just bitter black bitches, and it's no positivity. If any one of those shows contacted her tomorrow and says, "Hey, listen, we want you to be on this show," she would jump fast, quick, and in a hurry. Hey, Michi 3.
I was like, hey, I need to do your research. That's a whole other person.
That's fine. That's
Well,
okay.
you're probably 6-year-old doing no armed robbery.
No, let's see you on some dope song. But that's okay. This let it roll on that. We're going into your birthday now, so I'm going. Yeah.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
Okay. That's just lonely folks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. It's just something else. That's all. It's just something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care if morning I'll be gone. So they have me down there and come back if they don't take me off the calendar. But don't look.
Right, because you're still, yeah. So she didn't, and she didn't come see you. So, can't. And that's what I told her last week, Friday and Saturday. Like, you can't go in the courtroom and try to represent him when you haven't had a meeting with him.
You can't go to court and say, I don't want Judge, Your Honor, I don't want my hearing today because I didn't talk to my attorney. Really? So that means you're going to prolong your case with that foolishness, because that's all it's going to do is just make you go back on the schedule. She gives dumb advice. I swear she does.
That's what you can't do. You can't properly represent somebody you haven't had a conversation with, and there's no statement or record that he ever made.
Hey, Black but Not Bitter, when's the next court date?
So you can't even base it off of that. What are you basing your defense off of if you never said 2 words to this man?
So what you doing tomorrow? Let me hear that part.
So I was just thinking about tomorrow. I'm dropping Heidi off to work, and I'm going to call tonight. I'm gonna call Tasha and see if she's working tomorrow, and if she is, I'm gonna find out where her baby gonna be. Her baby gonna be over her mom's house, which is Jessie, and I'm gonna go over Jessie's house. Tomorrow I just want to visit the kids, so I'll go see.
I was just trying to figure out what was the purpose of getting that in a whole week.
I know, right? I thought about that after I made the arrangements. And then I was like, but then I was cool with it because I was like, I was working from home. So it was no biggie, like, But now that I'm not working, I'm like, man, I should have just went for 3 days and came back and started trying to find a job or whatever. But then I was like, you know what? Let's go for a vacation. Even though Cleveland's not a vacation spot, I was just like, I just need a week without having to think of more, think about anything.
Kidney Punch Ken must be near.
I got to go to see the attorney. I got to call you back tomorrow. I guess you're here now.
What? Okay, I love you. Let me know. Bye.
All right, later.
Hello.
You on the road?
Now I'm at my aunt's house. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
How did court go?
I didn't go in, a dry run. It's a dry run again.
So it was a continuance?
Huh? What you say?
It was a continuance?
Yeah, again, for the day and tomorrow. She showed
okay.
She showed it last night.
How was it?
What? When he says dry run, is he talking about? Because I can understand it if he's talking about the attorney coming to visit him to go over everything. I can see him considering that to be a dry run, but he's not talking. Is he talking about court, the actual date being a dry run? Because there's no such thing. No. Soul Power the Outcast says apparently Nesto wasn't thinking about St. Peter and trumpets in 2023. He's shining his trumpet for St. Peter as he sits in that bottom bunk and daydreams about the Seahawk who landed on his hood with one leg, and it was a sign from God. Okay. Black but Not Bitter says Sylvia's pretrial is 8/8 and her trial begins on 8/11. Oh, wow. I got to keep that in mind. Shay B says, my relative called and asked me to explain the Nesto case. The thought alone made me tired and sleepy. It's too many moving pieces. You got to tell him to come on over and click on some videos. Them folks said she was doing prep. That's not a dry run of court. And Mai Tai said it sounds like they took him and it was continued. But I don't understand. He sits there. He goes to court. He's there because we see him. Why doesn't he understand, or why can't he not uh uh oh shoot, what's that word I'm looking for? Why can't he not recite what happened? Like, he goes to court, he sits there and he doesn't understand what happened. Why doesn't he whisper to his actual attorney and say, well, what are they talking about? What does that mean? Why does he come and call her, the person who doesn't even look at the hearings? I mean, had been to a hearing and it was a whole next day and she hadn't even seen it. She didn't see like some of those hearings until like way after. We knew more information than she knew because she didn't look when it happened in real time like we do. I mean, oh my goodness. Victor the Veil said he does the mannequin challenge in court. Leo Lady said Nesto understands exactly what's happening. He's just playing dumb for Sonia's dumb ass. Shaby said he sits in court like you, like the mute challenge, like he's at a Beyonce concert and she says, let's do the mute challenge. When I sing this part, you be quiet. I think that that's actually what is going on. Say said, Legacy, you have to remember, Nesto be, yeah, Nesto be lying.
How do you feel about her?
Just like you said. Just like you
Yeah.
And and they said they want to join. They want to partner up.
Join in with other boy, right?
Yeah, but other boys say they contact him, but oh boy, yeah, it's hard to contact him. Like, I saw for nobody.
What the F is wrong with him?
I don't believe that.
Oh man, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Every time I think about something, it's like I know I ain't going crazy because I've been thought about that shit, and them folks said it right out their mouth. You said it too, and they said it last night.
Really?
And they said this is a witch hunt. Yeah.
Yep. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Because I looked up this what's the name's number. I'm gonna try to call your boy on this one because I know it's a witch hunt. I know, and she's a first case rookie detective. She don't know the law. She don't know what she's doing. I done talked to so many attorneys, and when you talk to police, they'll tell you the same thing. That's civil. That's not criminal. That's civil. That's not criminal. Right. You shouldn't even be in jail over this. That's this. They don't have enough information for this. How are you going to?
So am I to believe that the detective? Okay, let's go with Sonia's theory that Detective feels she's a rookie detective. Isn't everybody don't when they start out they're a rookie? Like when you start out anything and you're new, you're the bottom of the barrel. You're the rookie until you learn and you grow. But let's say for fun that Officer Fields doesn't know anything about the law. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Seems to me, if that were the case, his attorney could have gotten these charges dropped or dismissed. The judge could have said, "Oh, this is a civil matter." I've seen that happen before and get the charges dismissed, but we're into 2025 and he's still sitting there and has more serious things going on now than he did back in 2023. And remember, he went to jail in 2022. So if this was all civil, you mean to tell me between his attorney and the judge, he's done had multiple attorneys and none of them figured out that this is supposed to be civil? Come on. Let's use common sense. Apparently it's not, and like I said, one Google search will answer that question for her, whether this can be charged civil or criminally. But no, she doesn't even have sense enough to do that. She's going by that so-called 35 years experience she has. Black but Not Bitter said her attorney friends probably told her it was civil because she didn't tell the entire story or the truth. And I believe that too. I don't believe because really, if you look at it, her comprehension isn't the best either, in my opinion. Her comprehension is not the best. Therefore, who knows how she's reciting it to them. But one thing I know for sure, she's not giving them all the facts because she don't have her own facts together. Peekaboo said, if she says civil one more time, I'm going to scream. I know, right?
Say this happened, and you're gonna sit there and charge somebody something that allegedly happened 2 years ago. You have no proof of anything, and you still in their face.
Wait, Patty said when the judge asked Nesto if he have any questions, his answer is no, sir. No, sir. Shirley's divorce finally said this bird is lying. She ain't talked to no damn body. And if she told the story, she didn't give all the true facts. I agree. Justin's mom said she doesn't have any lawyer friends. Oh, she's talked to lawyers, prosecutors, and ex-police officers, and they all said it's civil.
You know, all of that stuff don't even make no damn sense. So you feel good about her. That's good. I'm happy for that.
Yeah. I mean, broke some shit all the way down. Yeah, the Pinocchio couldn't even get that far with.
Mm-hmm. So she discussed the pornography case too?
Yeah, they're gonna do that. She's gonna take that over. But
take it.
Said she has to. She know what to do with it, but she wanted to talk to him about it because she said she'd like to work with old boy.
No, he need to come off of it. Period. He needs to come because you know what? I don't think he played well in the sandbox.
Man, look here, the sandbox.
I
need you to send the information, the ad.
The numbers.
No. The ad what they put on TV. You got me now?
Oh, okay.
All that on there and what happened.
I guess he wants to sue them too, even though they were only reporting the information that they researched. Chick-fil-A Gail said, yes, she do. She has lawyer friends, celebrity friends, and billion-dollar investment friends. She has all kinds of friends. D-Dub said, at Shirley's divorce, finally, she's talking to the TV when watching Law and Order. Them folks said not playing well in the sandbox. That's rich coming from that bitch.
And I talked to the young boy, they just listening. Because you know the young boy know what's going on. He said, man, I can sit up here and watch goddamn YouTube. You know we on YouTube every day. I'm sitting there, I said, what? So that's how they leaking shit to the YouTube. So you got to get that. You got it now? Yeah, so that last incident, I just told them straight up, hey, man, they buried them folks. They buried my folks. They buried them in the court. They embarrassed them in the court. I need you to see that. Broke it all the way down.
No, they embarrassed themselves with the conversation that they had. If there's anybody from his team who is embarrassed, it's because of something they said or did. And, we scared and we ran everybody away. Well, his friends don't have to listen because guess what? If my significant other or a good friend of mine who I trust and believe in was facing all this, if I was really their true friend, their true spouse, or whatever, I wouldn't be sitting up listening to these calls. I just wouldn't. Those people who you're friends with, including the one you're on the phone with, set up and listen to these calls. They listened. So I don't understand what point he's trying to make. We couldn't run anybody off if they wasn't listening. They're listening. Shaby said, first of all, she's incapable of focusing long enough to complete a sentence without gearing off to a bunch of conspiracy foolishness. Them folks says, hey, Bible lady. Them folks said I read that, not playing well in the sandbox. I read that one. And Victor the Bell said she has judges, Africans, billionaires, district attorneys, lawyers, investors, celebrities, all of whom she knows from the waist down. And tell me something. All these good friends she has that are all these things, she can't get like not one of them to help her or help him. Not one. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. And
What's that?
for the fast and speedy. Yeah, we're gonna go for that. Yeah, immediately.
Okay, good. And she already know what to ask for because I sent her an email what to get as far as the IP address, all of that, everything. And did she leave the warrants with you? 'Cause I was gonna mail you. I'm gonna copy them and mail them to you.
Well, here's the thing. She said she's gonna come back. She gave me one that I supposed to want for the day. You're right. That shit's so goddamn small. So she left the one I supposed to want to today with. That's like a fucking whole goddamn small handbook.
It's very tiny. It's very, very tiny. Like the font is a 2.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about like she done wrote a whole book on her. That shit crazy. I'm talking about the complaint. Yeah.
Oh, the complaint itself?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, wow. So I didn't read it all because I didn't want that shit on my mind today because I know I ain't going back for a minute. I got enough. But definitely got to send them what your son sent you yesterday. You got to send that over to them.
Yeah, I'm going to send that to her so she can get all of that because she needs to get the victim's phone number so she can get all of her text messages off of her phone too to see what she's saying, not just to you, but around that time to other people.
Right.
You need to get her home.
This heifer thinks that his attorney can subpoena the victim's phone records of conversations that she had with somebody else because around that time, because she might have been talking about him. Is she serious? Anybody can watch an episode of Law and Order and know that that's not possible. And let's say you don't watch Law and Order and you're not into true crime. Common sense should kick in. She's a victim. You can't go and get. What grounds? What grounds does she have to get the victims? And besides that, there's a SA shield law, so they don't even have to identify who this person is. Look at that in the Diddy trial. When she testified, they still had her as a Jane Doe. Oh my gosh, she can't be serious. Kimmy, who said Nesto relied on Shirley Strawberry to get this to go away, like the last time. Then Shirley Strawberry got wind of the cheating of his cheating ass and was out. By the time he realized Sonia was delusional, it was too late, and he was stuck. Them folks said he didn't read it at all because he can't read. I was thinking that when she said it. Mrs. Beautiful one said, "Here she go, little Scooter, just making up stuff."
Demeanor around that area.
Allegedly, in Harmon said, "Look to see you mean that, hoe."
Because if you're saying that happened, then that's something traumatic in your life, and especially if you're trying to say, "Oh, it was a 2-year."
We went through all that. I even gave her some stuff out here. We went through all of that. Yeah. And
good.
Yeah, we went through all of that. On program, I got here, them folks probably got a lot of shit going on. A lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But I just keep seeing,
like I said, did you read that picture came through, the one with Envy, DJ Envy? Did you see that article I sent you?
I got that.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I did.
It was $1.5 million, and it's fraud and it's some other shit, but that shit's straight civil. And they gave him that money before COVID. So he done had that money since 2019.
4 years.
And been playing around with them, so they finally sued him. They ain't make that fucking criminal. And that's $1.5 million that they gave him for a real estate deal. And he spent the money.
First of all, she don't have her facts together on that. And second of all, we don't know what's going on with that. They might be looking into just because they didn't charge him when the story came out doesn't mean they're not looking for are looking at him for that. Salt and Pepper Justice says, what does a victim's attitude with someone else have to do with his case? How many people put on a brave face around others while suffering in silence? Bitch, please. I'm one of them. You know, I don't share a lot, especially when something like that happens to you. It can be, you have a sense of shame and embarrassment, even though it's not your fault. You still have that sense of shame and embarrassment. So I don't know, but really, I mean, this girl really thinks that somebody can get this girl's phone records to hear how she was talking to other people. I mean, them folks said, I don't believe Nesto is fully transparent with his attorney. I don't either. And instead of telling whatever did happen, he just gives these I am excuses of how he's innocent. Yes, how he's an innocent man. Black We're Not Bitter said Sonia's pretrial date is 11/6 and jury trial is set for 12/1 at 9:30 a.m. Them folks said, I hope it's on Zoom somewhere. I will have the information, whether it's on Zoom or not, we'll know the outcome. Bella says, all he tells his lawyer is, I'm an innocent man, I'm an innocent man. And Salt and Pepper Trusses said, did she say NVD or the NV instead of DJ NV? You know, I don't know. I just knew who she was talking about when she said it, so sometimes that's how information comes to me. Like, she may have said it wrong, but I knew who she was talking about. So that's, yeah. So I really I don't know. D-Dub says, one of the things I enjoy about the throwback calls is to see how their opinions of the attorney change over time. Yes, when it's not going their way, it seems to change. And Soul Power the Outcast says, does she not realize that some of the crimes can be civil or criminal? Right. And I don't know what the New York statute is because I didn't look. But I know what the Georgia statute is, and they can do it criminally or civilly. They have a choice. So I don't know what it says in New York. Maybe I'll look.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, come on. That we know that because it's a business deal.
And
that's all it is.
They saw that too. They saw that too. I broke that down. They said it, and man, I'm good on them. It's just that. It's that.
Man. Yep, that paid shit.
I don't know what the fuck he doing.
Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. Especially, did you talk about how he waived that fucking hearing?
No, I forgot about it. There was so much we rapped about because I didn't get done about 12.
Good. I'm glad she sat there with you for some hours. That's good.
Yeah, because we could have kept going, but man, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is jumbled up everywhere. That shit, they got it so jumbled everywhere.
It just looked like a.
The attorney, your attorney can't waive your pretrial hearing unless you waive it. He said he waived it in the early. I'm gonna have to dig that call up. I'm gonna have to find it. He waived his preliminary hearing. Not, and an attorney can't do that. You have to consent for it to be waived. He didn't want to be there.
Rookie ass fucking case, and I'm shocked that the prosecutor both prosecutors trying to let this shit ride. That's what's so.
Them folks said he didn't waive it. He waived the reading of the charges, though, which is something that you can do. That you can do that. Also, that's what Nestor was talking about. That means he was there and he heard. Okay, never mind. Just forget it. Just forget it.
Effed up about it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. All this shit is everywhere.
It's just, it don't make sense. But that's civil. That's civil. That's civil. That's the one thing. So that's civil. That's the one thing. That's civil. It's different if it was a repeat and all of these people had the same scenario. Then you could say, oh, it's a pattern. It's criminal. But this person is the whole thing. Plus, you had an assistant. So who's to say they didn't even have a conversation with you to see if you, in your mind, thought the shit was handled, but the assistant fucked up. You know? They don't know. You know, y'all didn't come to me and ask me shit. I could have thought that shit was squash. I could have thought that my assistant paid him. Under my knowledge, I didn't know he wasn't paid. My assistant was supposed to handle that. I had no idea that he still wasn't handled or that wasn't handled. But they didn't have a conversation. They just jumped off of.
You know why that won't work? That won't work because they can show, because in those 172 documents, I see where these women were asking for their money back and he was giving them scriptures. So he can't say that I thought the assistant took care of it, because we have clearly seen that they haven't.
Oh, well, you know what? 20, 30 years ago, he had a case. So what, motherfucker? That's not, you still don't keep trying to say everything he do from here on out is criminal.
What you don't know how you play. That goddamn mouth on fire. You must have been.
No. But I just be thinking. Look, I just be thinking. My aunt's so little. She 88, I think. She 88. Still living by herself. Come in here, honey.
You sound like you're energized these past few days.
I'm good, but you know what? I was sick again last night. You know what I'm saying? You know, back and forth to the bathroom like always. And then I laid in the bed. I just got up about an hour ago and just ran over here. I didn't even put no clothes on. You guys like, you about to put some clothes? I'm like, no, I'm about to put this t-shirt and throw these shorts on and run over my aunt's house. I'm not then go get Heidi, and then I'm come to her house, and then take a bath and get dressed, and then go to the little thing. I'll go to my friend's house first because she lives around the corner. They look like she bought a new house.
I thought she didn't believe in sitting in water. She gonna take a bath. Reefer Muff's mom said he never said anything about an assistant. And them folks said, why did she not realize he had just gotten out of the feds right before he met Shirley? He is a career criminal. Hey, Joseph Bullard, how are you doing? And D-Dub says either he was a great businessman or he thought his assistant took care of it. Which is it, Sonia? He's the one who instructed his assistant to write that bad check off of Nesto's Elite barbershop. And that's another thing. Now Sonia knows how to look up in the what's it called, the State Department or Department of State or whatever, to see, to look up businesses. She claims she knows how to do that. Why has she never looked up any of his businesses? Because none of them were in his name. He's never had a business in his name. But she doesn't seem to know that. She doesn't seem to know that at all.
Oh, some of those go see her house. These are all people I went to school with. So I've been on Gaelica since ninth grade. Me and her been friends since ninth grade. So me, her, and Taryn. But Heidi don't get along with them too. So that's why, we're going out tonight. Because Heidi don't, they fell out in high school. Some of us got back cool, some of us didn't. So
you saying she's not gonna have no party for herself? Know what you're saying?
Who, Heidi? No.
No.
I did 50. I'm like, y'all some nerds, because I flew both of them down to Miami for our 50th. Put us in a hotel. I paid for everything. The whole weekend I paid for. These guys can't get a little get together.
What?
At a bar or something, or a restaurant. Yeah.
I think Heidi's a cousin, but what I hear you saying, Sonia, is that you're a flunky. You're always doing things and paying things to get attention. So you want to poverty shame a friend because she doesn't have the money to do whatever it is you think she should do right now, just because last year or for your 50th, you flew everybody out. You flew them out and put them up in a hotel. That's what you think. See, this is what people like that you can't be friends with, because everything is transactional. If I flew a friend or relative here, put them up in a hotel, I'm not going to expect them to do the same for me 6 months to 2 years later or whatever, just because I did that for them. Because if I did that for them, that is something I am doing for them. Not so I can just throw it back up in their face and say, well, hey, I did this for you. You need to do transactional. These people don't know how to have real relationships. Muffin 218 says Heidi is her white friend from school. Them folks said, I bet her friend had the money. She just doesn't want to roll with Sonia at the moment. And that could be very true too. She might not want food. I've had some friends where, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go. Or, where I make plans with a friend, and then next thing you know, they invited a friend of theirs who I don't particularly care for. So I start trying to roll excuses out my head so that I don't have to go. That's I think that's happened with all of us. Reef and Muff's mom says Heidi has some brains, not trying to be seen, unlike Yvette. Yeah, and all up on yeah. Child, don't even get me started on that relationship. Hey, let's talk about it all. Says she knows nothing, anything to try to make him look innocent.
Cut a little different. I am the more outgoing person out of all of us. So they don't have anything planned. And not a restaurant, not a nothing. Like, where are we going? We don't know. I'm like, well, okay.
All of the people you went on the cruise with, besides your sister?
No, I went on the cruise with Trisha and her best friend, and then me and my friend at the time, Tisha. I don't think I ever told you about Tisha. I stopped talking to Tisha 2 weeks before I met you.
Okay, she used to be friends with Tisha. She stopped talking to Tisha 2 weeks before she met him, which is anyway probably the other way around. She probably stopped talking to her. Um, she is not friends with Madison anymore. She's not friends with the other chick anymore. How come everybody's an ex-friend? You still don't have a current. The only one you have is Yvette, and we haven't heard her mention her in a very long time. So we don't even know if they're friends. Because if they still were, why can't she just go park at her house? I mean, I'm sure she lives in Ohio, but I mean, I would rather park at a friend's house than to pay all those fees and to just sit in neighborhoods and at the Gold's Gym or whatever gym she belongs to that she allegedly showers at.
Me and Tisha was friends for 10 years. She used to work for me. I was her manager at the strip club, and then, got cool over the years. But what was so weird about the relationship was she had a fiance that she lived with for like 4 years, and I had never met him. And I just thought that was so weird. I said, Tisha, how is it that I never met your fiance, ever? She was like, well, I don't introduce him to everybody. I was like, that's your fiance, girl. That's not a boyfriend or a fuck buddy. I get your fuck buddies. Don't even meet them. But you live with this man. You got a ring and everything. I've never met him, heard him in the background. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Didn't even see us. He did exist. I never even saw a picture of him. I think she didn't think he was of quality, and maybe she didn't want to hear my mouth, or maybe she thought he was less than desirable or whatever. So,
Girl, bye, because you seem like one of them type of friends who would move in on another friend's man. You just seem like that type, Sonia, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying, I just find you to be a person. If he was a man of good standing and character and had money, I could see you throwing yourself at him. Shoot, that should tell you something. If your good friend won't introduce you to her fiance that she got a ring and everything from, that should tell you something.
when I mentioned it to her, which was 2 years after they broke up, she gonna send me a picture. Come on. Well, I never met Jimmy. Jimmy, the one that was 21 years old when I dated him. I said, girl, first of all, I dated Jimmy before I met you, and I dated him in Cleveland. I didn't know he's never been to Miami, so why would you even bring him up? That don't even make sense for you to say that. Anybody that I dated since she's known me, she's met. She met both the white guys, So I just left it at, and then plus her and Tony started getting real tight, so I kind of pulled back.
My Ty, guess what? You put that horse in the thing and it's moving. And I was like, what is that? It scared the crap out of me. Did you know that horse moved? Can y'all see it move? Because I can't. I'm looking on my phone. I don't see it moving, but it was moving on my computer screen with its mouth open. Salt and Pepper Trusha said, "Old girl knew Sonya likes to borrow other women's." Oh, yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. She don't care if they're married or not. So you think I'm gonna introduce? No. A lady says the lady was probably embarrassed of Sonya. Yeah, that's who the lower quality is. Kimmy Who said, "Who cares, Sonya? You can't introduce your man to anyone in person." She sure can't. And Della Cadell said, "Why would you mention it? years later. Right. If this was before, okay, so she met him around 2019. Okay, this happened in 2019 and you're reciting the story in 2023. Why does it matter if you decided not to be friends with, who decides not to be friends with somebody because they didn't introduce you to their fiance? I'm sure it's more to the story than that. Leo Lady said, I was wondering if that was my TV actor. You saw it too? Telling you, that scared me. Reef and Muff's mom says, so cringe to hear this clown bragging about dating a 21-year-old. If it's true, right? If it's even true. Mai Tai says she doesn't trust you, Ponytail. I wouldn't trust her with my cat, Fluffy. I wouldn't trust her with my cat, Fluffy, and I didn't even have a cat named Fluffy. Bella says Sonia doesn't know her male friends' wives make sense.
Okay. And I was just like, I'm good because I don't want to share the same friend with Tanya because Tanya got a big ass mouth and she'll tell you all your business. So I was just like, I'm good. She can have Tanya.
Okay.
Her and Tanya can get along. And then when that COVID shit happened, no. After COVID, remember, I think I told you this. Tisha had told me when Tanya was throwing them COVID parties, right? It was supposed to be me, her, and Tisha. And then Tanya ousted me, right? Talking about who you know. You don't know nobody. And I was like, girl, I know this whole city. I just don't go out, hang out, and talk about it, you know? So I've been in the strip club business as long as you've been in this city. And I know everybody that I need to know in the city. That's why people walk up to you.
Can someone tell me what a COVID party is? I've never heard of that before, so I don't know.
He gonna call you neat. You know, I said, I just don't be out and I don't brag about it because, it's not a conversation. That's not me. You know, I don't keep a lot of people personally around me. So if I go out, trust and believe I know a lot of people and I know important people. So she
Girl.
said that shit, talking about what can you bring and all of this shit. I was like, oh, okay. So she told Tisha, when they start having the parties, don't tell Sonia. Don't mention this to her, anything about the party. And so after all of that happened, and I mentioned it to Tanya.
Thank goodness. We probably got about 3 minutes left of this mess. Joseph Buller says she has the nerve to say Tanya has a big mouth. How about it? How about it? Um, Bella said, don't nobody know. Bible lady, don't nobody seem to know. Anybody answered it yet. Black, oh, okay, black but not bitter. When people gather together in spots despite the C-19 restriction, I had a friend that was like that who's a school teacher. She believed that COVID was a conspiracy. She did. Even though she was a teacher, and even though the schools were closed down, and don't you know she had a Super Bowl party and got COVID and got it bad. So she knew what time it was after that. Um uh, DeLeo Gentile, how are you doing? Says when someone says that's not me, it's it's them, right? Hey, Barbarossa, how are you doing? How have you been? Kimmy, who said, I love how Nesto will start laughing in the middle of her rants like like his meds just kicked in. I think it's that he doesn't understand what she's talking about anyway. A lady said, right, because Sonia would probably set the man up in the party. Now, I don't know if you mean set up as in with another woman or set up as in, I'm going to rob you. Because either way, they both go, in my opinion. I have to start saying that, y'all, because, I don't want to get sued.
Last year, she gonna say, I never said that. I said, yes, you did. Tisha ain't gonna lie. No, I said, well, call Tisha right now because we can get on the three-way and talk about it right now because I know I'm not lying. Tisha told me you told her not to mention anything to me. But I just thought I heard sometimes, that's just, people, relatives, it's a title. Not everybody respects it, so I just take it as it is. And she said something out of her mouth. So, her daughter stays in my house, right, with Ben. She only pays $500 a month, right?
I don't know if y'all heard this story before. Listen to this story. Because I now did hear this part of the call. Listen to this story that she about to tell him. I don't know if you heard it or not, but it's just okay. A lady, you said set up for robbery, allegedly.
Okay.
Which that's Tanya's child, which means, when she's fucked up, Tanya got to take care of her, right? Because that's the mama.
So
I've had Katie call Tanya, and I was like, I said, just call everybody and ask for $50 for the end of the school year, right? And then so Tanya was like, for $50 for, all the, like, because she was beginning of school year, right? And so Ben gave her 500.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
that's how she got me right now. Them folks said, "Ooh, Sonia, stay messy." Isn't she just a messy busybody? Reef and Mup's mom said, "You stay lying. Why is this conversation with an inmate just childish? Trying to make herself look more important than what she actually is." Salt and Pepper Tresses says the things Nesto has to sit through for Zuzus and Wham Whams. I love that for him, right? So I have officially closed the doors. So y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up before you leave.
I took her shopping. He spent like $1,000 on it, right? But it was some little odds and ends that she needed. So we'll call Tanya for 50 and call Quentin for 50, I ain't no money. They didn't give you $50, whatever. So Tanya was like, well, did she pay my daughter for doing her hair? I was like, hang up. And she was like, well, I said, just hang up on her. Just hang up. I said, that was an unnecessary comment to say that. Because first of all, Kalia offered to do your hair. Kalia offered to do her hair because she needed a model. And she's like, I'll do your hair, Katie. Because Kalia does braids. And so I'm sitting here like, first of all, when I was in Miami back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, let me tell you, Kalia was calling me every week for money. I was giving her $500, $400, $300. She wasn't calling for 20. She was calling for hundreds. I want a new camera because I want to do a YouTube channel. I said, how much you need? About 500. I sent it to her like nothing. So I'm sending your daughter all of this money on a regular, right? And she's only paying $500 a month to stay in my house. Rent in a one bedroom right now. She got the whole house to herself because Ben is never there. Ben is there at work or at sleep. So she got a whole house to herself, right? 2-year-old house, brand new. She only paying $500 a month for everything. I'm sitting here like, you coming out your mouth because Katie asked for $50. You coming out your mouth to say that? When I'm saving your daughter. Your daughter been paying $500 for.
I would not. There would be no. First of all, there'd be no way in the world my sister would sit on the phone with an inmate and tell my personal business and talk about my child. Now, my other sister who's deceased, she might would have done that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, she might would have done that, but I can't imagine you are sitting on the phone with this inmate telling them. Also, notice how in all of her stories, she tends to make herself shine. I was paying this money. I was giving her this money. Her rent in my house only cost her $500 when I pay 2,500. It's always, every time she tells a story, she comes out clean in it. There's never a story told where she is the person in the wrong, where she is the one that's disrespect. Never. It's always other people, and it's always she's the bigger and better person. Yeah, Bible lady says, "What house, Lionia?" Exactly. What house? What is she talking about?
Every year, rent in a nice place, and I'm paying $2,500. So for a nice one bedroom apartment, you ain't paying no less than $1,500 to $1,900, and that's a little average, but not bad. A one bedroom apartment. So she's saving how much a month? $1,000 a month sitting in my house, saved, right? She shouldn't be struggling.
Sonia, is it a house or an apartment? You just gave us two different examples. So which is it? I'm in confusement. The funeral duchess says this chick is insane and I hate her damn voice. We do too.
Be paying shit anyway because $500 ain't about $100 a week. But Her two kids are the only two out of all the cousins that ain't got their shit together. It's Tanya's kids. Courtney's fine. Oh, this is my brother. Courtney is fine. He got a nice little, one of them souped up little Hondas. You can hear him coming. Courtney's fine. You know, she living in LA doing her thing. She just had her album, you know, her little album thing. She's on Spotify. She's on Apple Music and all of that stuff. And my two kids are fine.
I sure hope her singing is better than that acting she did. That's all I'm going to say. Joseph Buller said if I were Nesto, I would go all in and be Kidney Punch Can Girl for commissary instead of listening to Sonia's airheads. Southside Chi-Town said, who gets the bedroom, her or Ben? Yeah, who is Ben? Does anybody know? I think somebody might have said earlier who Ben was. I don't know who that is. 7 Ward tweet. Hey, says, damn, she running her mouth about her family on this one. Yes. To an inmate of all people. I mean, if I was going to sit up and talk dirty on one of my family members, I would do it over the phone with somebody whose calls I know ain't being recorded. This girl is just, my gosh.
You know, I don't do anything for them, you know. Trish, okay, who else got kids? Audrey's son in college and another one got autism, but Tanya's kids is a hot mess, you know. I love Clea, my girl. But her shit ain't together. But that's her mama. But that's her mama's fault.
That's
she raised them.
That's your mama's fault.
Yeah, because her kids smoke weed. That's Ryan. Her kids smoke weed every day. So tomorrow's supposed to go to a concert with her next week. She was like, "We're gonna get high." I said, "Clea, don't do that." She was like, "What?" I said, "I don't want my son smoking weed." Yeah.
Your son is a grown man, so if he opts in on smoking the weed, that ain't none of your business because he's grown and he's a man. She treats him like he is in pre-K. She got to make all the decisions. She's got to buy his clothes. I'd be embarrassed if first of all, I would be embarrassed if my mama was talking to an inmate every day, all day anyway. But then you gonna sit up and talk to that inmate and give my business out? No. I mean, who she thinks she is? Queen Black said the only Ben I know is a rat. Well, yeah, I know Uncle. I know that Ben. Reefa Muff's mom said nobody off limits for no one is off limits to this vile person. Southside Chi-Town said at a lady truth, she has a 24-year-old brother. I forgot the dad has like I know, okay, I can't remember how many of them it is, but then besides them, there's a whole nother group of that's with the white lady of I think that's either 4 or 5 kids. And I think that's I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the dad treated them better or something. Maybe that's why she wants to be white so bad. I'm not sure.
Yes. I said, don't offer him weed. I said, you don't do that when you know a person do not smoke weed. If he asks, then you give, but you don't never offer a non-smoker weed. You don't do that. If you know they get fucked up, then you offer it because you know they get fucked up like that. I said, but weed etiquette, I said, if they're not a pothead, you don't offer them weed. Let him say, oh, I'll hit that.
This ever said weed etiquette. So the weed etiquette is you don't offer someone weed who doesn't smoke it. I was just always taught it's very hospitable if someone comes to your house and you say, "Hey, you want a drink of water?" Or, maybe if we went to a concert and you drove and I was just a passenger, me and some friends we went, and I might say, "Well, I'm going to get something to drink. Would you like one?" So wouldn't it just be like more good manners, just offering a person, a puff puff? I mean, I'm just saying. A lady says, I think Ben might be the sovereign citizen brother that Nesto knows because she casually said Ben to Nesto. Yeah, she did. But, we know Quentin is too because Quentin's the one who told him he's been kidnapped, because they all think that they have been kidnapped. Hey, Be the One. Hey, champions. Let me go back up. That's right. My type, puff, puff, pat. I mean, it's manners. That doesn't mean like, I had never in my whole life smoked it until I was what, um, I think what I first got my weed card at 49 or something. Um, and that's the first time I didn't know I didn't know you had to cut it up. Like I just didn't know how any of that worked. So even though I had friends and stuff who smoked it, I didn't. But I had my card, so I used it, and the stuff worked. That was the thing; it worked. So although I'm not an advocate of like people smoking it recreationally every day, but if they choose to, that's their business. And if I had a child, I couldn't say, "Hey, don't offer that to my 50-year-old son." I mean, like she's doing.
You know? The Tony used to always shove that shit in my face. And I'd be looking at her like, I don't smoke weed. Yeah, just hit it. And I'd be like, stop hanging with your ass.
Hey, all juiced up. Bible lady said weed etiquette. Are there classes? No. I mean, she is talking about it like it's a course or something. Who is that? Who's the lady that wrote the book on etiquette and how a lady should be and act? Perhaps it's a book out there that we are not aware of. I don't know.
Because I don't smoke weed.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Ryan. Oh, my God, are you low? How tall are you? 6'2"? 6'3"? God damn it. Who shake that baby and wake his ass up? You suck as a father. You 6'3"? Damn. Was you 6'3" last time I saw you? It was last year, right? Let me find my shoes. I can't believe this boy.
Okay.
Damn, he tall. Oh, anyway, what time is it?
It's almost
Okay.
I'm going on the yard, get me some sun.
Go in the yard and call me when you get back. Call me around 5ish.
Okay, if I can. I will. I will.
You will.
All right.
I love you, Bye. Bye. Come on, Ryan. Suck as a bro.
Thank you for using Global Link.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
She is just so rude. She want to talk about weed etiquette, and she don't have good phone etiquette. Black but not bitter says Emily Post. That is right, Emily Post. That's who I was talking about. So maybe it's a weed book out there. We don't know. And Aaliyah TV, hey, says, yes, it's rude not to offer. I would be salty if I was the guest. You just offer, like if somebody comes to your house, you don't get up, like if you, because sometimes you know how company comes over and you're ready. I've never had a set dinner time. Company comes over and you're ready to eat, and you gonna eat, so you offer the company, would you like some, would you like something to, and if they say no, okay, well, would you want something to drink? It's just, that's etiquette. But this weed etiquette she speaks of, I know nothing about. Okay, I just don't. Bible lady said, I can't imagine smoking behind someone else the way my OCD is set up. Allegedly in harness said, you want some water? You want some weed? That's what I'm saying. I couldn't either, not in this day and age. I mean, especially, how COVID works and all this other stuff that I can't imagine. Because for me, this is what grossed me out about it, is just watching it in movies and stuff, when they put it in that blunt and they lick that so the paper will stick. That's just gross to me. Like, I don't want anybody else's saliva in my mouth unless it's somebody I'm with and we're exchanging bodily fluids. But other than that, I just don't want somebody else's saliva and spit on my stuff. I just don't. So, wow. Bible lady said, I'd be washing off the weed after every puff, right? And then how if somebody's already drunk and high, you don't know what kind of particles they get. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Allegedly in Harmon said, saliva and where people's mouth been. That's right. You just don't know. D-Dub said Nesto'S 5'8". Self didn't want to hear about some 6'3" dude. He said, I'm going to the yard. He gonna go get some vitamin D. Oh my gosh. Well, y'all, I am done. I'm going to bed. I'm so sleepy. I don't know what to do. Tomorrow night, I will be back on. Now, I haven't made up my mind. I normally do the bonnets and bed weave thing. But I got it's two other like things I want to present of this one case that I found, and this other lady who her she had found out a couple of years, this happened about maybe 4 years ago. She had found out she owned a daycare center, and her husband, who's a retired police officer, he used to drive the kids, and she found out she was messing with them, and so she pow-powed him and ended up going to jail because I mean, he's still alive, but so the state didn't take too kindly to that. Well, she's getting out, so I kind of want to go over that case and this other one that I've been looking into. And you just never know, I might have a special guest, to help me out with it. So we'll see. Them folks said, "Oh yeah, I saw her update a couple of days ago." And her thing must be very prevalent, because there are so many people. I am shocked at the amount of people who are covering this. I mean, it happened a few years ago. And the fact that she is on all these, I mean, they did a whole like expose on one of the stations. And I'm like, this is just interesting that they're doing this. So that must have really been something precedented. And people, because she was sentenced to 4 years, she's done two. And she's going to halfway house. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what she did, I consider taking out the trash. Okay. And the man he's still alive. Okay. So what's the problem? Black but not bitter said basic weed etiquette, the book link above. Look, I'm gonna have to let me find out. Let me go on Amazon and order that book. I'm I'm curious. I'm just curious. But anyway, that is all I have. Thank you for the super chats, the cash apps. Shout out to the marvelous Moonlight Mods. Thank you all for being here tomorrow night. Hopefully, I can be back on at 9 o'clock p.m. instead of 10. If I can come on any earlier than 10 every time, I'm gonna try to do it. But you'll know because I'll have it all set up early. Them folks said she had a lot of public support and many people were against her being tried and sentenced. Yes. Me too. I was one of them. I was like, it's like taking out the trash. What? She took care of it. The only and he lives to tell the tale. I mean, come on. And the story, see, what I really want to get into, I want to get into that, but I also want to get into his story and his trial because that was something else. But anyway, y'all have yourselves a good night, and I will see y'all on the next one. Where's my good night music? Okay.
Yeah.